welcome to I'll Read What She's Reading. We're just gonna start. We've tried this too many times. We're just gonna roll with it. I'm Reggie.
I'm Michaela. And I'm Kennedy.
And today we're recording at night, which is something we have not done till now.
That's
so
why
we're
it's
maybe a little
unhinged.
extra giggly. So yeah, today is gonna be fun. I'm actually stoked out of my mind for this episode. We're going to be sharing the books that we would love to see made into a TV series or movie. And we're going to have Michaela start us off because
We all know what she's going to say.
we know what she's going to say, but we're excited to hear her thoughts on how she wants to see it done because she has thought about this for so long. And we just need her dream to become a reality. So, producers, casting directors, perk up your ears because we have ideas for you that will be money makers. So, Michaela,
The
start us off
Bible.
with a bang.
There's already people that make stuff out of the Bible. Sorry. I know. Sorry. That was a bad joke. That was bad. I'm sorry. Kennedy was whispering in my ear, say something different. Say something different. Okay, I'll actually be serious. If you know me, you know I have a deep connection with Throne of Glass. The Throne of Glass series. I want it to be a TV show so bad. Maybe even movies. I honestly don't care.
It'd have to be a lot of movies.
I think a
feel
TV
like.
show would do it more justice.
I mean, like Harry Potter.
yeah, that's a good point.
But I feel like if it was a TV show, it would work really well.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Can I tell you guys my hot take?
Yeah.
I mean, actually, it's probably not a hot take. I think a Throne of Glass TV show would be way better than an ACOTAR TV show.
I also agree. I just feel as if Throne of Glass is a little bit more dense when it comes to plot, details,
Action.
action.
Mm-hmm.
And don't get me wrong, I love ACOTAR. I really do like ACOTAR. I just think Throne of Glass and ACOTAR would be a great TV show, movies, if it's done well.
Yes.
I'm very concerned.
Yeah.
I mean, it's been put in the back burner for a little bit, so we have some time. There's some hope. But Throne of Glass, I think if anyone's familiar with Game of Thrones, I mean, I've never watched Game of Thrones, and maybe I should, but I think it has the potential to do even better than Game of Thrones. And then I know that's really saying a lot because Game of Thrones did do good. It did amazing, but I think it could do even better because it would also, in my opinion, be able to reach all ages of audience, because I feel like Game of Thrones is very a mature audience.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying Throne of Glass wouldn't be, because there is lots of violence that happens, but I think if it's done in a way, it could reach across a lot of age groups.
Yeah.
And
Who would you like to see tackle it? Obviously, maybe not HBO if you're wanting it to cater to maybe younger.
I don't know.
I think it has to be
I feel
HBO.
like it has to be HBO. Or maybe we should just start our own.
Or Prime. Like Prime's
Prime.
been doing.
Oh,
Amazon
yeah.
Prime's been doing some good TV
Because
shows.
of
They
like
did
Lord of
the-
the Rings,
yeah.
Lord of Rings of Power, and a lot of like the fan edits, a lot of the clips come from Rings of Power for Throne of Glass.
Michaela brought this up, that we should start our own production company. Maybe it's a pipe dream. It is a little bit of a pipe dream, but there really should be a production company that's just for book adaptations.
Yeah, I agree. And because if we're just going with book adaptations, it would also be in the benefit of the authors,
Mhm.
it being mutually like beneficial, instead of the authors being pretty much just like screwed over and the, what is it called, the writers just completely like taking the book and changing it. Because nothing irks me more than when they change something in the book.
Well, all the books that get made into TV shows or movies, there's a reason. It's because the book was so good. So then when they take pieces and change it, it kind of almost takes away the magic a little bit.
I agree.
I would die for a Throne of Glass
I would
adaptation.
too. I would too.
I would prefer Throne of Glass over ACOTAR.
Yeah.
Honestly. And
Yeah.
I liked reading ACOTAR better.
Yeah.
Like I liked the experience of that better, but like when I really think about it, and it's not that I love ACOTAR so much that I wouldn't want it to be ruined or anything. I just genuinely think I would enjoy watching the whole story of Throne of Glass and seeing how they would do that way more than ACOTAR.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Well, let me ask you guys this question. How do you feel about, okay, would you want ACOTAR in an animated series?
I feel like I go back and forth a lot on, because I see like these simple like drawings and like they're almost like animated, almost like a little bit more anime. And I'm not an anime watcher. Maybe I should give it a try, but I don't know. I just feel like, I don't know. I have a hard time.
I would probably say I just don't think an animated series would do as well.
I think so too.
And I think from what I've seen a lot on TikTok, people are like, oh, well, these characters in this book are supposed to be the most beautiful, stunning, like people. Like, how are you going to find people for that role?
Mm-hmm.
If SJM is involved in this casting process, I don't think she's going to let us down all that much. You know what I mean? Plus, like, I don't know. Like, for example, PETA in Hunger Games, I pictured him a lot different, but did I still enjoy the Hunger Games and like love Josh Hutcherson as PETA? Yeah, he wasn't what I pictured, but I was still
Just get out of the way. It's not even focused on us.
I know, I must have not locked the focus.
Get out.
Come here, Zeus. I feel like I'm never super, super satisfied with the casting of things from books that I've seen to movies or series. But if I love the story enough, I'm not going to and they do a good job with acting, the look of them should not be too big of a deal in a way. I don't know.
Well, like, I mean, you just kind of think about It Ends With Us, and everybody was up in arms about the casting, but you know everybody's still going to go see it.
Yeah.
Regardless of who the
and it could
cast
still
is.
be just as like beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like you just got to try and trust the process as hard as it can be, but
I would prefer live action.
I would too.
So.
Yeah.
It would help it feel a little more alive
And real.
Because that's all we want.
I want to be transported
To like
into that one
escape,
city that I will not name.
Because we are doing no spoilers.
I want to be transported there. Thank you.
Same.
And I can't do that in a cartoon. So.
All right.
Okay, I have one.
You.
Okay. This one actually is being turned into a TV show, which I'm very excited about. It's A Good Girl's Guide to Murder.
Oh, yes.
And I personally think they did so well with the casting.
Mm-hmm.
When I saw who they casted, I was just like, that is perfection. And I'm just really excited about it. I don't know when it's supposed to come out. I do know that it's being put on by BBC, which usually I feel like they do a really good job.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just so excited for it.
Me too. I'm looking at the picture of the cast, and I'm just very excited, and I think it's going, I don't know, I just really enjoyed the experience of reading those books, and so
Yeah, they're so cute.
It's so precious.
so cute.
I'm so excited.
I just think there's a lot of different ways that they could go about this series, so I'm excited to see how it turns out.
Me too. And honestly, like, usually when they cast people, you know, I'm like, oh, that's not really what I pictured. But honestly, the girl that is playing Pip, that's almost like identical to what I pictured her as. Her name is Emma Myers. If you guys watched Wednesday,
Mm-hmm.
it's Wednesday's like best friend. And so
Bestie.
just
I
even
think it's
seeing her on
perfect.
Wednesday, I was just like, she's so great. She'll do so good.
I'm so excited.
Me too. I just need a release
Same.
date. There isn't one, but I'm very excited.
So are they doing, do you know if they're doing the series based off of like season 1 is book 1, season 2 is book 2?
I think so. So the like plot it says is about Andy Bell.
Okay. Yeah. So the season 1. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I think it will do good because I don't think there's been anything like it that has come out.
Kind of like a more young adult true crime. Yeah.
Yeah. And I can see it being very serious, but also just very lighthearted at the same time, just because of how the characters interact with each other.
I'm interested to see though, like, can you get BBC on any streaming service?
I'm sure there's a way around it, or get like a VPN or something. So I think people will really enjoy watching the series when it does come out. So this is just your reminder now. If you haven't read Good Girl's Guide to Murder, you want a fun young adult thriller series, read it now so you can see why we're so excited about the series.
It's just fun. It was a fun series.
It is fun.
Okay, Reggie.
Me? Ooh, which one should I talk about first? Now, here's the thing. All these books that we're going to mention, we're saying this because in a perfect world, it would be done perfectly, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, one, maybe I'm getting ahead of myself by saying this, but I really want to see Fourth Wing. And because of 2 reasons. One, the vibes of Fourth Wing are just so fun. And 2, if they can make some really good CGI dragons, we got to see Harrison Ford as Terran. Ever since Kennedy mentioned that, I need it in my life.
I would love it.
So I know we had a Fourth Wing episode where we talked about all the things, but I would love to see, I mean, it's going to be a 5-book. It could be done very well as a movie. I'm trying to think of who I would want to have direct it.
I feel like I'm not super familiar with
I'm
a
not
ton
either.
of directors.
Greta Gerwig, because we love her. I don't know if she's ever directed a fantasy. Has she ever?
I do love.
I don't know. I
The
would just
Russo
love.
brothers.
There's just so many scenes from that book that I would just love to see. Like, have Rebecca Yarros sit down and be like, okay, when they're doing the parapet, this is exactly how I pictured it, and have her sit down so we can really truly see it. I felt like I got pretty good visuals from the book, or like the obstacle course thing they do. I know, like a heavy fantasy book like we were talking about with Throne of Glass and ACOTAR and stuff, it's got to be very well done. There's so many moving parts.
Mm-hmm.
But I just loved Fourth Wing so much. And if in a perfect world, a movie of that would be Chef's Kiss.
I feel like it's almost a mix between dystopian and fantasy. I know it's strictly fantasy, but if you think about all the dystopian books that we got in that era of dystopian, and if you just like mashed, like, say, like Maze Runner and like Game of Thrones into one, that would be like perfect.
Really cool. Well, and I just loved the feeling of reading like the Hunger Games and then going to the movie. I feel like if we get a Throne of Glass series or an ACOTAR series, yes, I love those books so much and it would be so exciting to watch them. But when it comes to like going to the movie theater, I want that. I got the feeling of reading Hunger Games Divergent felt very similar to felt like when I read Fourth Wing, I felt very similar vibes to that. I would love as an adult to be able to experience going to a midnight premiere of
Another book.
Fourth Wing movie from a book that gave me those same kind of
feelings.
feelings. You know what I mean? So that's one of the biggest reasons why I'm like, I really want to see this as a movie.
Did you guys see, this is kind of a random tangent, but not really. Did you guys see, I don't know who it is or who the creator is, but there was a girl's TikTok how she was saying that Game of Thrones and all of these TV shows and movies that have dragons are depicting them as wyverns and not dragons.
Oh.
Interesting.
Because wyverns have 2 legs and wings.
Yeah.
And dragons have 4 legs and wings. And all of them, like movies and stuff, they have 2 legs and wings.
Oh, really?
So she was like, these dragons are not anatomically correct, so it's not called House of Dragon, it's called House of Wyvern. You know the
Interesting.
name. So I thought that was kind of a fun
I
little
didn't
thing
know
that she
'cause
noticed. I didn't either.
haven't watched them.
Yeah. The thing though that's hard with movies is they usually have to take stuff out. But I mean I haven't read all the Harry Potter books, but according to my husband, the Harry Potter books to movies, they did a very good job with including all the major plot points and everything.
The only unfortunate thing about Fourth Wing is that we would have to wait like 6 years
Oh,
so it
yeah.
to be finished.
Oh, yeah.
Sadly.
I wonder if they have ever done like a book movie. You know what I'm talking
I'm
about?
sure there's
Like
some
a
out there.
release.
Oh, where like the book series isn't complete.
Yeah. I wonder.
Sure.
If there isn't, we should make Fourth Wing the first.
We
Get
should.
it expedited. I mean, the second one comes out in less than a month, so
Oh my gosh, I literally cannot contain my excitement. I can't wait.
it's gonna be so good. So good.
All right, Michaela. I knew this is what you're gonna say.
I'm sorry, did I steal it?
I have another one.
Okay. Caraval. Did I say it right?
Yeah.
Caraval. I would eat it up so bad. I just think also the vibes, the cinematography that could happen
Ooh.
would be so epic. So very epic. And I just think it would be such a fun. I think it would be a better maybe movie
I agree.
than a TV show.
I agree.
I think a movie would be amazing.
And you do movie by book?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Just, Reggie, picture the most epic carnival with magic and illusions.
I mean, I know
The
this might be an unpopular opinion. I love The Greatest Showman, okay? I've been watching a lot of that in my house recently, and I love the vibes of like when they're in the circus tent. Greatest Showman. So I'm imagining with all these added elements you're telling me. Unfortunately, though, it's not going to be a musical. I understand that. But in my brain, I'm like, yes, I'm here for it. Haven't read it, but I'm here for the vibes that have been explained. So the videography in me is like already, even though I haven't read the book, I'm like,
well, and there's
picturing
just TikTok really brings like some music, like song choices that would be like incredible in the Kennedy. It would just, and Stephanie Garber is just very descriptive, and so it's very easy to imagine the book and your surroundings as the reader. So it would just be so fun.
I think too, kind of what you said about Throne of Glass, but even more so Caraval. They could take it so many different ways. They could make it way more like viewer friendly for a lot of audiences, or they could take it and make it for adults. Yeah. They could go one way or the other, I think, with it. It's just such a fun series that I would love to see it in movie.
Yeah.
I just am picturing a TikTok I saw once upon a time of supposed to be like an AI something of one of the characters, and there was like this smoke in a circus tent, and I was like, this is cool.
It's really cool.
Yeah.
So
it's really fun. Think like tarot cards.
Mm-hmm. Gypsy vibe.
Yeah. Mirrors. All of the things that come with essentially a circus. A carnival.
Yeah.
Everything.
guys, in another life, I would have ditched wedding videos and I would go into the film major motion picture, whatever. Why can't I think of what it's called? I would go into the film
industry.
Yeah. In another life, I would be going to film school and be like involved in stuff like that because it sounds really fun. But
You do really good at it.
thanks. I just love those day in a life of working on set for like a movie TikToks.
So fun.
Love them.
So fun.
But
all right.
Okay, Kennedy, you're up. My next book that I would like to see as probably, I would say, a movie is Dark Matter by Blake Crouch. And also shout out to our Discord group, because some of you guys have read it and are singing its praises, and I'm so glad that I'm not the only one that loves this book. I'm a little nervous for these two to read it because I don't know if you guys are gonna like it, but I just ate it up.
Expectations? Just kidding.
Well, keep them low because you guys might not like it. It was just different from anything I'd ever read, but for some reason I feel like I saw somewhere that Blake Crouch's books are being turned into movies, and Dark Matter is one of them. So yay.
And it's soon?
I think it's supposed to come out this year, but I doubt it will because of the
writer's strike.
But Apple TV, Dark Matter, coming to a TV screen near you. I'm really excited about that. Yeah, I'm excited.
Like Apple TV does a good job too.
They do a good job.
Oh.
That's so fun.
All right.
I will need to read that book. It's on my Libby.
6
Wait,
more
it's not
weeks for
Until
me.
Unlimited, is it?
No, I got it on Libby.
Okay, sweet. Okay, so my book. We can just talk about this briefly because it's already being made into a movie, but I feel very passionate that it should not be a movie and it should be a series, and that is Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. I just feel like you make it a movie, you're kind of missing a lot of facts, a lot of the build-up, and it just makes sense for it to be a series and have each episode be a husband.
Yep.
So I feel very passionately about this. Also, I looked up who is directing it. I have no idea who this director is. They've been directing some of the she's directed some of the Star Wars short films on Disney Plus, I think.
Interesting.
Oh.
So
Kind
to
of a different
me,
genre
it's
there.
very different. I didn't recognize any of the other movies she's directed. So I'm a little hesitant. It will be interesting to see who is cast. But
Anna de Armas would be great.
yes, she would. She's my pick. Number one pick for sure.
Is Evelyn Hugo supposed to be blonde?
So think of Anna de Armas in the Marilyn Monroe movie, which I never saw that. But you've seen pictures of her as Marilyn Monroe, right?
And she killed it.
That's the vibe of Evelyn Hugo to me.
Same.
So it's and the vibes are going to be so fun. I just hope they capture it well for the movie because it's old Hollywood. But yeah, I think Netflix is doing it. But I would love to see Amazon Prime do it and make it a series so we could have some cameos from Daisy Jones and the Six.
That'd be sweet.
So whoever directed Daisy Jones and the Six, Amazon just needs to take on all the TJR stuff.
That would be
Taylor
cool.
Jenkins Reid.
It'd be really fun.
Did you sorry, this is a side tangent. That movie by One True Loves?
Oh yeah,
Did you watch it?
I rented it because it wasn't available free anywhere.
Oh.
It was $3 on YouTube. I just rented it.
Oh, okay.
Or Amazon.
Do you know who that was made by?
No,
No.
but I didn't love it.
Didn't love it.
So
Touche.
yeah,
All right.
yeah.
My turn. It's going to give the 2012 dystopian vibes. We all want it to come back. Shatter Me. I think it would do so good.
Well, it has such a following.
It
People
does.
love that book.
It does.
The series, I mean.
Yeah. I think it would just be fun. I just truly miss the dystopian movies. I don't know why
Same.
we haven't really come out with any recently.
I know I can't think of any unless they're really young adult and.
I don't even think then. I'm trying to think. Maybe I should look up dystopian besides Ready Player One. But that was a single book, I'm pretty sure. Anyways, I don't know if there's been any recent dystopian movies that have come out that are based off of books, but I think Shatter Me would do so good. Just because Divergent did great.
Maze
Runner. Sorry, I was blanking.
You're good.
Hunger
Those were the
Games,
days.
They were, and I
was that,
thrived.
Earlier 2000s-ish? No.
Yeah, there really hasn't been any since 2018.
Yeah,
And the last one was
It's too
Fahrenheit
bad.
451 with Michael B. Jordan that I can see right here. But yeah, it was 20.
You know what we're supposed to be getting though? it's been in the works for I feel like years, is the Uglies.
Oh yes.
Oh, yeah.
I think
that.
those are supposed to be made into a series.
It's
I
by
can't remember.
Joe King is.
Joey King
Yes.
is playing. So like it's got to be coming sooner than later, hopefully. I mean,
It
Yeah.
says it's a film, and it's expected to be released sometime in 2023, which probably once again has been pushed
so
back.
maybe next year.
Push back. I
I'm
need to
very
read those.
excited.
I haven't read them.
You've never read them?
No, have you?
I would
read
love
them.
to reread them because I loved them when I was in junior high. Is that when I read them?
I read
So it's
them
like the Uglies, the Pretties, and the Specials.
in the extras.
And extras.
Extras, yeah.
Yeah, I need to read
So-
those.
It's very, very interesting because it's like they're broken up into class based off of how,
They look.
well, so if you're an ugly, you're just like a regular person. But then if you're a pretty, you go through this procedure type thing and they put like these fancy camera type things in your eyes. Like you have lenses on your eyes that can help control stuff. I don't know how to explain it. And then they basically just like polish you up. Like I remember in the book, they like scrub you down and they just beautify you into.
You have a good memory.
I don't know.
'cause I don't
I just remember that.
any of that.
I remember it because I went to Disneyland around the time I had read the books. And you know, like the Tomorrowland little thing. I just remember walking around that and being like, oh, so this is probably what it's like in the Pretties world or whatever. So, yeah, I'm excited for those to come out but I'm going to have to reread the books. I felt like they were big to me when I was in junior high. They felt like
they were
big books. But
we need dystopian to come back because I really truly think they're so fun.
But who would you cast as that one main character?
Juliet or
The other one.
the other one? I don't even remember. The other one or the other one or the other one?
I'm over here like,
I'm trying to confuse
that one guy.
The hips one.
Oh,
Those of you who have read the series, you'll understand what I'm saying.
I don't know. I need to think about it. It would be young. What's his name again?
Oh, Hayden Christensen.
Hayden Christensen.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
But he's too old now.
Yeah.
So we need to find someone else.
there's someone out there.
There's someone out there.
There's
Models.
Michaela always resorts to them. Okay. Mine is... I'm having an internal battle which one I want to be my last one. And I'm going to go with this because I know I would eat it up and I would watch them and just be enthralled. And I know exactly who I would want to direct them. I want the Renegades series by Marissa Meyer to be movies so badly. So badly. If you haven't listened to all of our episodes or if you don't know anything about me, I am such a Marvel nerd. It's not even funny. Literally have a tattoo about Marvel movies. My husband has a leg sleeve of Marvel characters. So I know I would eat this up so fast. It's just a superhero trilogy and I'm obsessed with it. And I would want James Gunn.
James Gunn.
I would want nobody else. James Gunn. And I will die on that hill. It would be so good. And I feel like it would be a good, once again, they could go either adult with it or keep it young adult for maybe some younger children to be able to watch superhero movies, just because sometimes the Marvel movies are a little too adult for young children.
Covering? I love the Renegade series. I think it would do really good. Sorry, this is just being distracting this episode.
You're good.
I really liked the Renegade series, and I think being able to have like a movie or a show displaying like the different types of powers, they're so unique and unlike anything I have ever seen in a movie or TV show. So
I just remember reading it thinking like, this is so much like X-Men. I was dying. So
yeah. But I also think the Cinder series would be so freaking good. I was obsessed. I reread them. maybe a year or two ago, and I just love them. I just love it.
I'm excited to read those.
Yeah, they're so good.
Nice. I was gonna say real quick, there is supposed to be a Silent Patient movie. Did you guys know that?
No.
What?
Yeah, my mother-in-law brought it up to me recently, and she was like, "Did you know they're doing a movie?" And I was like, "What?" And there's the most recent news I can hear on it was in September of this year, and it says that, according to the Hollywood Reporter, Megan Ellison's Annapurna Pictures. I don't know how you say that.
Purna Pictures.
Purna Pictures and Brad Pitt's Plan B will bring the best-selling psychological thriller The Silent Patient to the big screen.
So
the fact that Brad Pitt
is gonna
hold
pay
on.
it.
How would they make that a movie? Because I remember reading this thinking this would be such a cool movie, but how would they do that?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
I can't say anything else because I don't want to spoil it.
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
know. Yeah, what did your
I
mother-in-law?
remember finishing the book though and being like, if they could pull this off as a movie, I would pay big money to see it. So
How much money are we talking?
I don't know.
Put it on the
So
table.
we'll have to like stay. I'm very intrigued to see it, but it sounds like Brad Pitt's production company or something has picked it up. But what was interesting is at the end of this blog post, it was saying like, what other movie adaptations can we expect to see in the future? And one of them, one of them says A Court of Thorns and Roses. We know that's not. It ends with Us, The Inheritance Games. Do you guys know when that's coming?
Probably next year, next fall.
Is it? Do you know movie series? Like,
I hope it's a movie.
I hope it's a movie too.
I still need to read those too.
They're fun.
It's so it makes me overwhelmed to think of how many books I have to read, but it makes me excited too to know that like I'm not going to get to the end of my list and be like, huh, you know.
Oh, I'm major FOMO.
That's why I read so many.
Also, real quick, all the Emily Henry stuff, like because it says on here people we meet on vacation. I'm pretty sure all of her books, besides Happy Place and the one that hasn't been released yet, are being picked up as
What was it?
movies or TV shows.
I would love to see them.
Yeah.
I think they would do really good.
Me too.
I also feel like, sorry, I'm just like adding things.
No, add
Because one thing I want is with Emily Henry, I feel like it's been a long time since I have watched a solid rom-com, like one that I have just held near and dear to my heart.
Hey, there's one that. Did you guys see Zach's TikTok today?
No.
Mm-hmm.
He watched that rom-com that just has been super popular on Netflix.
The one where you choose.
No, the one where they meet on a plane.
Oh, yeah, I
The one
watched
Kendall
that.
was just talking about that she saw.
Yes, and he says it's so good.
Ooh.
He says he's making it his whole personality trait.
Ooh. Okay. Well, I need to go watch that then. Cause yeah, I look back at like
I didn't like
the
it.
'90s.
You didn't like it? No.
Oh, really? Interesting.
I just, yeah, it was okay.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right.
I don't know. Maybe I wasn't completely focused on it. So maybe that was my fault. But also, I just couldn't understand some of the characters' choices.
Okay.
So, that's,
Interesting.
I mean, I was obsessed with the male character. He's so cute. I was obsessed with him. The female character, I didn't love as much.
Okay.
But maybe it's because she was supposed to be awkward, if that makes sense. Yeah. Anyways,
Nice.
sorry. That was
No,
just
you're
a
good.
randomest tangent.
No, you're good.
I'm trying to think of any...
I just like we were talking about at the beginning of the episode with like the dystopian kind of stuff. There's just so many things we felt when we were younger that I just want to feel again now as an adult. Like the old classic rom-com movies that you can think of that just
Proposal.
I'm like I want movies like that, and I just feel like we don't really have a lot of those within
How
these
to
past
Lose a
couple
Guy
of
in 10
years. You know?
Days.
Yeah. So
Love those movies. I know. I feel like they almost try to go a little too cheesy or almost like too funny or too modern. But I think The Hating Game. Did you read that?
Yeah, I read the book and I liked it, but I didn't really like the movie.
You didn't like the movie?
I felt like there was not nearly as much tension and like build up in the movie.
Okay. I mean, I didn't read the book. I just watched the movie.
Yeah,
and I thought it was good.
Yeah, I bet. If you had read the book, though, you'd probably feel similar to me.
Yeah, okay.
But
that makes sense.
I still did like the movie, but there were just so many things in the book that I was like, you know, you're someone who likes some banter.
I do like banter.
I felt like the amount of banter in the movie compared to the book was like
minuscule.
This much.
Yeah.
So,
okay. Oh.
Yeah.
Well,
we could go on and on.
On and on. You know, the summer I turned pretty. Sorry, I'm not trying to be negative. I mean, it's good. It's just, I mean, they are towards a younger audience.
Yeah.
For sure. So I think I'm just the choices and, you know, the conversations that everyone has, and I'm just like
yeah. I will pick the book over the movie probably 99% of the time.
Yeah.
But like I can appreciate a really good movie, and I love movies, but there's just something about book to movie adaptations that just
slay my life.
Make or break it. People are going to make it or break it. And most of the time, I feel a little let down, I would say, but
there are some legends.
Other times, pleasantly
Harry
surprised.
Potter, Lord of the Rings, Hunger Games. I feel like those are some legends. If we can continue to just strive to be like them, then we'll be okay.
We don't have to include this in the podcast, but has there ever been any Brandon Sanderson movies?
No.
It kind of surprises me, honestly.
I wonder if he just refuses.
I know. I saw on his TikTok he had a thing about how, I think someone asked him something about it, and he was saying like how he's like, here are some book to movie adaptations that I've done really well for fantasy books, and some that I've done, I don't know. I think he's just very particular.
Yeah.
But I was just seeing if I was right in thinking that I saw something like that.
I also wonder if Rebecca Yarros will ever do it, because in The Things We Leave Unfinished, she talks about not giving movie producers like book the rights to books. So I wonder if that's how she feels personally about it, or if that's just the character itself. So I don't know. I would be curious to know, because I feel like a lot of her books, like a lot of people really like them, especially like Fourth Wing has gotten a lot of popularity, and then the books that we have read after we read Fourth Wing, we've all really liked of Rebecca's. So I'm curious to know if she's against it, or maybe her popularity with Fourth Wing will change her mind a little bit. I don't know.
I mean, depending on the budget for the film, it could
and
make
the
her
check she gets
big bucks.
You would do it too for a check. Just saying.
I feel like that would be the most flattering but most overwhelming thing, to see a story that you have built and just loved and cherished and see you grow.
Yeah. I feel like
turned into like, that would be really hard. And I think we saw a lot of that with what we heard about Hulu and ACOTAR with SJM.
It'd also be so frustrating to have these writers come in and try to like change things, because you yourself are the writer, the creator of the world, the creator of the book, the plot, you know. So I feel like it'd just be frustrating having people also kind of like take it apart and nitpick it and be like, okay, well, we need to change this. And I'm sure it can be super frustrating. But a prime example of never giving up the sound never give up
never back down, never what
is Rick Riordan with Percy Jackson. He did give those rights away, and the movies, I still think they were really good. Did not follow the books at all, but he's decided to release the rights to Disney, and he has wanting to have an exclusive like direction with the books. I mean, the movies, the show, and it comes out December 20th.
soon.
December 20th. And I'm so excited. I'm going to try to read the first book before it comes out.
How many books are there? Because I've read
5 or 6.
Ooh, see, I remember reading. I've read the first 2, I think.
5.
Yeah, I never kept reading them.
Yeah. So I think hopefully everything goes well and it's everything that I would want to see. I mean, the trailer looks amazing, and who they cast for Percy Jackson, I'm so excited because it's going to be, to me, like a Harry Potter where they're starting young and we're going to grow up with them. So I'm just really excited about that because in the original Percy Jackson series, they're like already 18 years old and he's supposed to be 12. So I am excited. I'm excited to see how this comes to light.
Yeah. We'll have to keep you updated on the stuff we start to see. I mean,
Our
this
thoughts.
next year will be interesting to see with after the writer's strike what things come to be and what's not anymore. It ends with us. This is all the things. So,
But okay, last book I'll talk about really quick. Lessons in Chemistry comes out in like a few weeks, so it's
I should
actually
probably hurry
coming.
and read that.
I really loved that book. I honestly, it's very fiction based. Michaela, I would suggest you just skip it and watch the show.
Okay.
Reggie, you might like it. I don't think, Michaela, you would like it very much.
Yeah, probably not.
It's not really. I don't feel like. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Reggie, you could probably just watch the show.
Okay.
I really loved the book, but I feel like they'll do a good job with the show.
Well, how recently did that book come out? I feel like it
I
hasn't
swear like
been
a year.
long time.
I swear it came
Long
out like
time.
maybe 1 or 2 years ago.
That's crazy.
Because I remember it being like on the front of every bookstore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I might be wrong.
Or maybe it just gained popularity, but I'm curious because I swear it came out not that long ago. So it's crazy if they turned around and
2022.
that's crazy.
That is so crazy.
Mm-hmm.
But they just turned around and made it in. Is it a movie? Show?
It's a TV show.
TV
on
show.
Apple TV.
That's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
So
I'm excited for that.
yeah, that's exciting. So you never know, like something like that could happen. Probably not for a fantasy series, but for a fiction,
Or like a rom-com.
a rom-com that definitely could come to light, you know?
For sure.
That's awesome.
Cool.
This was really fun, you guys.
This was fun.
My imagination is going wild right now.
I know. It just makes me want to like snuggle on the couch and watch a show.
Oh, I want to produce a show.
I know. Let's.
The soundtrack.
Oh,
Yeah.
I just love it. My inspiration just comes from tons of music. I'm sure they don't do like music first and then
The Barbie movie they did.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
They did the music first, and all the songs for the Barbie movie were written to the
songs?
music. No, wait.
No,
No, they
so
filmed the scenes and then they made the music for the movie. Never mind. I take
No,
it back.
but it just be. I feel like I hear a song and I'm like, oh my gosh, this would be perfect for this scene.
We need to do an episode like that.
Yeah,
That
somehow
would be fun.
without
It would be
getting
way fun.
a lawsuit. Just kidding. Awesome.
So fun. Well, thank you guys so much for tuning in. We hope this was fun for you. Please, we mentioned on this episode, I believe, our Discord. Really fun to chat in there about fan casts, things we like to see. Follow us on Instagram and TikTok if you haven't already at What She's Reading Pod. Leave us a written review on Apple Podcasts if you haven't already, or a little 5-star on Spotify. And that's all we really got for you today. So we love you lots. Enjoy your week, and we'll see you next Wednesday.
Bye.